Have you ever been working on a vehicle and then something just doesn't look right and it kind of confuses you? That's what happened with this 2018 Volkswagen Passat. It came in and at first glance, it doesn't really look that bad, but let's take a closer look and examine the hood compared to the rest of the vehicle and try to figure out what's going on. Now at first glance, this thing was very, very clean. In fact, the interior was so clean, we really didn't even have to pull out the steamer or the extractor. All we used was a good quality leather cleaner to scrub the light colored leather and especially the door sills here and a few other spots. That was the dirtiest part of the vehicle. But as we move on to the paint, because this is in for our new car prep, even though it's a 2018, our new car prep consists of the wash, the decon, a paint enhancement polish, and a ceramic coating, whether a 2-year, 5-year, or 7 to 10 year. And the prices differ within those categories. But the service stays the same, I just switch out the coating for the different year durability. But let's take a look at the hood. Now, you're seeing that, and okay, maybe the whole vehicle is like that, right? Wrong. Isn't that weird? The rest of the vehicle is almost swirl-free. I mean, little bit of haze, little tiny bit of swirls here and there, but overall, I mean, that's nothing. That will easily be polished out almost to perfection. Okay, so the roof, a little worse, but still, really not that bad. But the hood, what happened to the hood? Really weird. So, the only thing I can think of is maybe there was something else on the hood that someone else had to go too aggressive on. Maybe there was sap, maybe there was artillery fungus. I don't know. Or maybe the vehicle sat, but I don't think so, because the rest of the vehicle does not show signs of it sitting for any amount of time. I don't know where the car came from at all. It was just purchased. I have no idea the history of this vehicle, but I do find that a little weird, right? It's just the hood. The rest of the vehicle is going to be very easy to polish out. In fact, let's take a look at the trunk. Maybe the trunk looks like the hood. Whoop, hey, stay down. No, it doesn't at all. It's also in really, really good shape. That's weird, right? I don't know what to make of it, but okay, that's okay. We'll work with what we got because I thought the whole vehicle was going to look like the hood when I first saw it.
It was repainted.
Maybe we'll find signs of it being repainted. Does the color or texture, I mean, look, the color and texture match up perfectly, but maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that looks original. That's weird. I think someone just attacked it and then stopped and then didn't do anything else and the rest of the car was fine, but they attacked the hood for some reason. Who knows? It's very strange. Well, let's continue. we're going to polish it with our usual polish, NSP 45, to prime it. And if we need to do any extra cutting, we might pull out the 150. We might need that for the hood, I'm thinking, because I want to get the hood up to par with the rest of the paint. It needs to be. So we'll do whatever. What?
It's not that swirl. It's more like almost
Like a weird haze? Oh, maybe it was water spots, and maybe they tried a water spot remover, but the rest of it has no water spots. So
very weird.
it's very strange. Weird stuff, right? Let me know down below if you've ever encountered a vehicle where you're like dumbfounded. The rest of the car looks great, but this, or one part of the car, is just weird looking, damaged, and not matching the rest of the car. And it wasn't repainted, and you're trying to figure it out. I don't know, sometimes you have to do some detective work and ask the customer, what's going on, ask them how it was cared for or some of the history of the car. But if you just bought it, you don't have much of a history. That's awesome.
Wow.
It's really soft.
That is awesome. You see micromine?
Let's see. Wow.
No, nothing.
That looks incredible.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Something is a little weird with the paint, however. It's got in the camera, it has a weird bit of haziness.
I don't see it.
But to the naked eye, you can't see it. But on camera, it does show up. But it's still,
It's right in eyeballs.
it's still really,
Wow.
yeah, it's miles ahead of what it used to look like. Okay, good. Because it's very, very soft, and I don't know, I'm getting a weird feeling about this paint. Yeah, I know that, but it could have been something that could have been really aggressively polished before, and it could have been failing. It almost has signs of failing, like beginning stages. No, it's healthy. Wow,
4 point what?
4.68,
That's not that healthy for.
and then 4.48, we're repolished. Now the paint is coming out incredibly well. Look how beautiful it looks now. It really wasn't too bad to begin with on all the sides. The hood being the worst, of course. But there was like a light haze over all of the paint, light swirls, all cleared up. Now when you have a vehicle like this that you thought, well, maybe I was gonna spend a lot more time on it than I had anticipated, and we're pretty much done within an hour plus. What are some other things you could look for on the vehicle that will not necessarily take up the time, but just pay a little bit more attention to? Here's a few things. On some vehicles, the glass here goes past the painted part of the trunk lid. And when that happens, you start to get this ugly line of grime all around the edges here. So I'm going to take care of that because that's ugly and easy to take care of. And also around the sunroof. So here we have a little buildup of grime. So I want to make sure that is all cleaned all around the edges of the glass. Take care to do that. pull down the windows, and some have these little triangles in here that you can't get to unless you pull the glass down and get in there. And just make sure to get up to all of the edges of the glass, especially down here. I always want this area nice and clean. That looks great. That's actually not too bad at all. That's just a little bit of splatter. But we'll clean the glass. I'm actually going to polish the windshield. Don't need to polish the rest of the side glass here. It's really not that bad at all. We'll just clean it. But let's take care of this. And also, even though we cleaned all this out, just check it. Double check and make sure that where the gaskets meet the paint, it's nice and clean all the way up to the edges, and dress all of these rubber gaskets.